I'm not gonna dress up like a girl, and you can't make me. You can't make me. You can't make me.
You look positively ravishing.
But what are we going to call him? I mean, who ever heard of a goddess named Gilligan?
Why don't you call her Gilliana? What am I saying?
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip.
In September 1964, the SS Minnow embarked on its fateful voyage with the premiere of Gilligan's Island on American television. Few could have anticipated the lasting cultural impact of this lighthearted sitcom. Created by Sherwood Schwartz, the show began in black and white before transitioning to full color in its second season. Here are 10 facts you might not have known, or maybe you do know them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to stay to the end for a bonus fact. Number 1. In 1964, Jerry Van Dyke turned down the role of Gilligan, opting not to join an ensemble cast as he aspired to follow his older brother, Dick Van Dyke, and star in his own show. He got his chance a year later with the lead role in the short-lived My Mother the Car, though he may have regretted passing on Gilligan's Island in hindsight.
That's right, they sent me the script, but I wasn't that crazy about it. All right, I thought it was awful. It's the worst script I'd ever read in my life. I was looking for a hit, and this sure wasn't it. Besides, my agent had me lined up for a surefire hit. Series called My Mother the Car, guaranteed to last forever. I've had longer showers.
Fans are grateful the role ultimately went to Bob Denver. Similarly, it's hard to imagine anyone but Alan Hale Jr. as the skipper, but before his iconic turn as Archie Bunker in All in the Family, Carol O'Connor auditioned for the part. Number 2. After the success of Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch, Sherwood Schwartz tried to replicate his formula in 1974 with Dusty's Trail, a Wild West spin on Gilligan's Island. The show featured Bob Denver alongside F Troop star Forrest Tucker with a wagon train crew that included a wealthy couple, a brainiac, a farm girl, and a bombshell. Despite its familiar premise, the series failed to resonate and was canceled after one season.
Never mind the fire. We gotta get out of here pronto.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Listen, what do you hear?
I hear a lot of ringing.
No, the air. It's warm.
Number 3. The pilot for Gilligan's Island was filmed in Hawaii, a major appeal for Natalie Schaefer, who played Mrs. Howell. She assumed the show would never be picked up. Natalie wasn't the only cast member with reservations. Tina Louise, who took on the role of Ginger after Jane Mansfield declined, had been misled about her prominence in the series. She thought she'd be more of the central character. Even Bob Denver, who starred as Gilligan, had initial doubts. Having gained fame as a beatnik on The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, he hesitated to take on another quirky role, but embraced the opportunity due to his love of physical comedy.
Me? I wanted to do the pilot. I just finished a long run on Dobie Gillis playing Maynard G. Krebs, so I don't think I was exactly the first choice for Gilligan.
He adored Alan Hale Jr., who played the skipper, shares Bob's widow, Dreama Denver, noting their strong comedic chemistry. Number 4. The oldest cast member on Gilligan's Island was Natalie Schaefer, who played Mrs. Howell. She never told anyone how old she was. In 1990, her health declined. Natalie had formed a good friendship with Dawn Wells, and Dawn moved in with her to care for her in her final days. It was only after her death that documents were found, which proved Natalie Schaefer was actually born in the year 1900. She was in her 60s when she played on Gilligan's Island and was 13 years older than her on-screen husband, Jim Backus. One time, years later, she was having trouble with incoming telephone calls. The telephone company kept giving her excuses that all their repairmen were busy. She finally said to the phone company receptionist, "Do you know who I am? I am the woman who played Mrs. Howell on Gilligan's Island." Repairmen fixed her line within a half hour, and she signed autographs for all of them.
Thurston, have you been eating brandied peaches without the peaches again?
Number 5. After Gilligan's Island was picked up, production moved to a Los Angeles studio, where an outdoor lagoon was created for the show. While it appeared to be a large, deep lake, the lagoon was actually quite shallow. Maintaining the water proved difficult, as chlorine couldn't be used, resulting in quite unclean and murky water. Noise from the nearby freeway was also a problem. Filming had to be scheduled carefully to avoid rush hour, as the proximity of the highway caused microphones to pick up traffic sounds. If you're getting a smile or a chuckle from this content and you wouldn't mind tapping the like button, it really helps the channel. Thanks. Number 6. In 1995, Gilligan's Island co-stars reunited in an unexpected setting, an episode of Roseanne. The reunion took place on the same soundstage where Gilligan's Island had originally been filmed, adding a nostalgic touch to the event. The episode, titled Sherwood Schwartz, A Loving Tribute, paid homage to the creator of Gilligan's Island and featured the castaways stepping into the roles of Roseanne characters. Tina Louise portrayed Roseanne, Dawn Wells played Darlene, Russell Johnson played Becky's husband, and Bob Denver hilariously took on the role of Jackie. For Tina Louise, who had often distanced herself from her role as Ginger, the appearance was a rare and delightful moment. Number 7. Denver, the capital city of Colorado, is named after James William Denver, the great-great-grandfather of Bob Denver. James Denver was the territorial governor of Kansas, and the city was named in his honor. One can only speculate how the elder Denver might feel knowing his legacy continues on, not only in the name of a major American city, but also through a cultural icon, the beloved Gilligan.
Nicus Massotatus. Yeah, what a mess. That means, what a mess.
Number 8. In the 1970s and 80s, it was common for popular sitcoms to be adapted into cartoons. And Gilligan's Island was no exception, spawning 2 animated series, with the latter, Gilligan's Planet, taking the castaways on a cosmic adventure. It featured all of the original actors but one, Tina Louise, who has consistently refused to participate in any Gilligan's Island-related material since the series ended. Dawn Wells voiced both Mary Ann and Ginger. The show, which ran for only 13 episodes, was one of the last 1980s Saturday morning cartoons to be fitted with an adult laugh track, as the popularity of the practice had subsided.
Oh, what a relief. I thought the skipper was using Gilligan for a shovel.
Come on, Gilligan, find that monkey wrench or we'll never repair the ship.
Number 9. In the first season of Gilligan's Island, the characters of the Professor and Mary Ann were notably excluded from the theme song, where they were simply referred to as the rest.
And the rest are here on Gilligan's Island.
Bob Denver, determined to rectify the oversight, convinced the studio executives to finance a full reshoot and rescoring of the theme song. He threatened to withhold his name from the credits unless co-stars Russell Johnson and Dawn Wells were given proper recognition, ensuring they received the credit they deserved. Number 10. Dawn Wells, who portrayed Mary Ann Summers, was the only cast member to earn money from the show's nearly continuous syndication. Unlike her co-stars, who were paid a flat salary, Wells benefited from a unique amendment to her contract. At the time she was cast, Wells was married to talent agent Larry Rosen, who noticed a standard clause limiting her residual earnings to the first 5 reruns. Rosen advised his then-wife that this could cost her significant revenue if the series became a hit. Acting on his advice, Wells requested an amendment to the clause, and the producers, believing the show unlikely to have long-term success, agreed. Now for a bonus fact. The show was renewed for a 4th season, and the cast was given the good news at the end of season 3. Some cast members even bought homes in Los Angeles, expecting the show to continue. However, the series was abruptly canceled at the last minute to make room for the Western drama Gunsmoke. The cast learned of the news the same way fans learned about it. They didn't even have a chance to say goodbye to each other. Gilligan's Island simply vanished. This sudden decision left the storyline unresolved, with the final episode ending on a cliffhanger as the castaways remained stranded on the island, leaving fans with lingering questions about their fate. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will catch you next time.
Now this is the tale of our castaways. They're here for a long, long time. They'll have to make the best